Hi crafty friends, it's Donna here, and I've got a bunch of products to show you today, as well as some card ideas that you can make with them. When I make my paper rose cards, I often use cut-apart sentiments. These are some of my favorites. I use the Bright Days Ahead, or I use rainbow poppies if I want a colored sentiment. If I want black and white, there's a huge range. And these ones here, these happy birthday sentiment sheets, are ones that I reach for really often. You can see by all the cuts at the back just how much I use them. And finally, I have these gold and silver sentiment sheets that I use quite a lot as well. These are newer, but they have beautiful foiling to them, and I love them. But sometimes I want to stamp my own sentiment, either because I want a specific sentiment combination or because I want to stamp the sentiment directly onto my card. And this is where these are going to come in. So I hope you enjoy this little walkthrough with me. The first one I've got to share with you is called Stacked Sentiments Number 1. And it has this hello, celebrate, thanks, and hugs that you can cut out individually. Then, the great thing about these sentiments is that they are set in sets of 5. So when I peel this off the back, you can see that it's a full set of 5. Now this is great because this will cut out 5 at once. So if I want to make, for example, celebrate and birthday wishes, I can stamp both of these and then cut them out together. Let's quickly do that and I'll show you how they work. Okay, I'm just going to put those together for a quick little card. I've got a background that I've made using this Simple Dots embossing folder. It's a 3D embossing folder, this one. And I have stuck those sentiments to a piece of patterned paper that I've grabbed from this Happy Easter set. And we're just going to put those together, and there's the first card made. The next set that I have for you today, let me just get my little piece of white paper so that you can see the stamps, has a couple of different fonts. It has hello in both fonts, thanks in both fonts, and also happy and you in that darker font. And all of those words have dies for them. Now, this one here has a set of 5 different sentiments, all together in the same way that the other one was. If we take them out, we get a set of 5. And this one has a coordinating die that will cut those 5 out together. So this one here is in a really similar vein to the last one, but with different words, different fonts, and a whole bunch of really useful things. So both of them have things like Father's Day, Mother's Day. You can choose which one you think will best suit the types of cards and the types of sentiments that you like to write. Now these ones work in the same way as the others. I'm not going to stamp them and show you again. You already saw what happened. But I do want to show you a couple more things that are just coming out. And one is this one. Ta-da! This cuts a bunch of sentiments together. Now, you can also use it with these. You'll notice that these are stacked. Oops, let me get my paper. These are in stacks from biggest to smallest. And so if you stamp these, you can still cut out several at a time. I'll just take this out of the package. And you can see that you can choose which part of this will cut them at just the right size. Or, if you prefer, with a whole lot of extra banner on each side. So this would work really well with these. And I've got an example of a card that I made using this, which is a whole lot of fun, and that's this one. Once again, I used a 3D embossing folder for my background. This one is called Winter Plaid 3D embossing folder, and I've cut and stamped the hello using this stamp and its coordinating die. And then for this repeated hello, I've gone back to the other set, and I've used this little hello from here. You can see that this will also coordinate beautifully with all of these as well. They're all designed to be the same height so that you can stamp multiple sentiments and cut them with whichever of these that you wish. So you can have banner ends, straight ends, whatever you like. Now, the way that I stamped this hello, because it's at the very top of this set of 5, I was able to just carefully ink just the hello. There's enough space between them to do that without even using masking. And I cut them first, and then one by one, I just lined my hello up roughly in the center. You can see that they're not entirely central because I just eyeballed it. And then I just stamped hello on each of those. I'll leave a link to the pack that has this rainbow paper on it. I'm a huge fan of Paper Rose rainbow papers, and I have a bunch in my possession, and I can't think off the top of my head exactly which one this is, but I really liked that it was a very subtle gradient. So I'll link to that as well as to the products I've used in the description box below. This next set is called Sending and Wishing. There's a coordinating die set that will cut out the Sending and Wishing in whichever font you prefer. And once again, these all line up with the other dies. And you'll have noticed perhaps on some of them that every now and again there's a 2-line sentiment that would need to be cut out separately. But the bulk of the sentiments work with that system. I love this so much. I really love a scripty font matched with a very plain font. And I have used those fonts for this card here, which says, "Wishing you the best birthday ever." You can see that the matching die cuts out that. For this card here, I've used a trifold, and I've wanted to stretch that across. And then I used these dies to cut out my strip before trimming it to length. This cuts long banners. It cuts just the 3 of them, but once again, it does work for the spacing of all of these. This next set is called Thank You, and it has this fabulous big thank you so much in the middle with a coordinating die, as well as thank you or thanks in so many different fonts stretched all over this set, and, there's another one, and some sentiments that go with the word thank you. So the coordinating dies will cut out this thank you, this one, this beautiful one, this thanks, and this beautiful scripty thanks along the edge here. And so I've created a couple of cards showing in particular this big thank you, because that's the point of difference, I think, of this stamp set. First of all, this is what I was talking about at the start of the video. Sometimes it's just lovely to stamp directly onto your card. You don't want to pop up the whole sentiment, and this big sentiment's the perfect example of this. So what I did for this card is I stamped the thank you so much in black ink and embossed it with clear so that it's got a really, really shiny shimmer to it. And as well as that, I stamped the For Being a Good Friend from this stamp set, and I grabbed one of my Copic markers and just coloured over that so it would coordinate with the paper I've chosen, which is from this Lavender and Roses paper pack. You can see it just here. Another fun example of a way to use this big stamp is this one here. To stamp this, I've used my Misty and a range of different colours. I used Distress Oxides because they give a good impression and they don't bead so much, and also because I could go back over and over them and build up that colour. I've used a piece of the rainbow wood paper in the middle, and then just hand drawn a little bit of a line, and I've just made some other parts of it a little thicker, just for a little bit of interest there. There's still plenty of room to write a message in the middle. So there's a couple of really different options for using this stamp, either with or without its matching dies. This Best Wishes die is also new, and it comes in this size, which is Best Wishes large, and it also comes in a smaller size, which has a slightly lower price point. And I will just cut one of these out off camera and show you the size and how it fits on a card. Okay, so I've just cut a couple of panels from this birthday fun set. It's got a few different papers in it that make a picture, and so I've chosen a couple of those pictures. And I had this little scrap from the same pack left over from another card, and so I have just cut out the Best Wishes a couple of times from that, and I have popped them up, one on black and one on white, so you can see them. So there's a couple of cards using that. So here we have a bunch of cards, all made using this same sentiment die selection that are part of this new release from Paper Rose Studio. I wonder if you have a favourite. Here are the 4 different stamps that are available in this set. These are the dies that coordinate with the different sets. 1, 2, 3, and 4. And finally, here are the additional dies that you can use to cut those strips and to make your own fun designs, all with the sentiment as the focal point. I hope you've enjoyed this video. I know it's very different to the sorts of videos that I usually make, but they're fresh and new, and I don't have time to edit a really long video, so I thought I would just get on and try this sort of semi-live version just to show you what we've got. And I will be back soon with some more how to make a card videos, but for today, that's just a little look at what we have. Let me know what you think about this kind of video and which of these products is your favourite. I'll leave you with some pictures of all of the cards, and I'll be back soon with another video. Bye for now.